I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box with our owners.
Yo, what is up, broskiis? Kiddo coming back at you with a new deck profile to the channel. We've gotten some recent support for the Evil Eye. You know what, matter of fact, I don't think we've ever done this profile. I built this deck for a friend, like seems like almost like 2 years ago now, when Vintage Chasers dropped. I thought it was like a fun deck to play. It was super cheap. Let him run it for a little while. New support dropped, so I asked to get it back just to test around with it, and I really like it. It's like on a bunch of people's top budget deck list for the current format. So I'm gonna go and get into it. But before I do, like the video if you like the video. Comment down below anything you might change or any suggestions you might have for the actual deck, and subscribe to the channel because we're really trying to get to 1K. We're pretty close. We're like right there at it. But let me go ahead and get into it. So first up, Triple Surziel, Watcher of the Evil Eye. This card's pretty much the heart and soul of the deck. It searches any of your Evil Eye spell traps. It's just pretty crazy. Well, it's just I was double checking. It's you can add one Evil Eye card, so literally anything you need. It just adds it. Before we were going for like Selene, but now we're going for the new spell card, the Unleashed card, because that just lets you pop all the way off. And then when it's equipped with Selene, you can pop a card on the field. Just terrific. But then as maintenance cost, you have to destroy one of your cards the turn after, semi-phase after you activate the effect. So keep that in mind. Next up, I run Triple Medusa. I really like her because you can recur like your Evil Eye spell traps and stuff like that from the grave. Otherwise, like, it's kind of hard to recycle them. Like, at least with the field spell, you can recycle back your monsters and stuff like that, or a lot of your little 3 like baby Evil Eye cards. They can special themselves back out to the field. But a lot of the spells, like Medusa, just gets them back. And then she's a DD Crow. She target a card in the graveyard, banish it, which is super nice, especially against like some decks in the current format. And her maintenance says you have to banish 1 card out of your graveyard. And this is pure Evil Eye, no Unchained, anything like that. If you want to see that, comment down below for that. I'll be more than happy to throw that list up. And next up, I run Triple Basil Trees, Familiar of the Evil Eye. Now this card's one of the newest support cards that really like helps take this deck over the top out of Photon Hypernova. So I'm gonna read this card off for you. If you control an Evil Eye monster and this card is in your hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. During your opponent's turn, you can quick effect immediately after this effect resolves, link summon 1 Evil Eye link monster using monsters you control as material. When you do, you can also use Evil Eye equipped spells you control as Evil Eye monsters. You can only use each of the effective Basil Trees once per turn. This card's kind of cracked. It's just nice. It was like a desperately needed card. It can't like Foolish Burial like any of your other babies. Well, your one other baby, but it's a like terrific card. Then next up, I run Triple Basilisk, Familiar of the Evil Eye. And you probably noticed like right now I'm maxing out like on a lot of these Evil Eye cards. And I think that's like, this really deviates from a lot of lists like that are probably out by now. But these cards like spam so easy, especially like these 6 right here. They just bring themselves out to the field so easy. So I'm just like, why not? You can just special summon this card. You can Foolish Burial Evil Eye spell trap, so it's Foolish Burial goods. You can send your equip the Gorgiano and then just search any basically spell trap card out of your deck, and then you're kind of just off to the races. I really like this card. This card's like terrific. And then last for the Evil Eye, I only run 1 Catablepus, Familiar with the Evil Eye, because it can't special summon from the hand, anything like that. It has to be in the graveyard. You can target 1 Evil Eye spell trap you control once per turn. Until the end of the next turn, the card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect, so it's nice, like protecting that Selene a little bit. It can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If you control an Evil Eye monster other than this card, while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field, so it's a nice like extender while it's in the graveyard. But other than that, like, you really don't want to see it because in your hand it kind of clogs because it just sits there. But it's a nice card to discard off of Gargiano's effect. That's the only way like you kind of unbrick that out of your hand. Next up, I only run 3 main deck hand traps, just 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Hits like branded pretty well, just kind of like stops them. Ash, super generic. It comes in like common, couple common printings, should be able to pick that up. You can probably pick this deck up for like under like $50, $60 right now. Next up, 3 Pareidolia and 1 Terraforming. So Pareidolia is like literally searches any Evil Eye monster. So most of the time you're going for Sergio. Unless you already have the Sergio, then I'll go for something like the Basiltrice or the Basilisk or something like that. And then once per battle phase, like you can make your opponent take the same amount of damage. When this card's popped, you can get back an Evil Eye card from your graveyard. It does quite a bit, and it like just helps you search into like any of your monsters that you may be missing, because you really need some of these monsters to get the deck going. Field spell is super important. Next up, triple Evil Eye Awakening. You can just special summon 1 Evil Eye monster from your hand or your graveyard, or if you if Evil Eye of Selene is in your spell trap card zone, you can special summon 1 Evil Eye monster from your deck. Super nice. Normally you're only summoning the babies off of it. I don't really know why you would summon Medusa or Sergio, because they don't even get their effects that way. But I'm always summoning out of the deck the babies or the graveyard. Even though most of the babies can come out of the graveyard, it helps me go into my big like Xyz plays and Link plays, stuff like that. And then I know everybody has their opinion on ratios, but I run triple Evil Eye Selene just because you can keep getting it back. And then I run 1 Gorgiano. Gorgiano surprisingly outs a couple problems. I'll tell you like a couple niche like interactions like I've had. So Evil Eye Selene, as you know, can't be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. Your equipped monster can't be. Every time you activate an Evil Eye spell trap or the monster equipped to it activates its effect, so you lose 500 and it gains 500 attack. That's in a permanent attack boost. So if you get your card up to like 5k and they pop Selene, it doesn't matter, your card's still at 5k. It might not be getting its like Selene boosted effects, but it's still like a big ass dude. And then you can banish the spell trap and just set this card right back on your field. Now Gorgiano in his own right is like probably like the second best like Evil Eye spell trap, because it searches any other Evil Eye spell trap. You just banish this card from your graveyard, discard 1, then search any Evil Eye spell trap. And then in situations that have come up for me, this card gets out of like cards you typically wouldn't be able to get over otherwise. There's been times like I've burned myself with Sergio equipped, and then so one really niche instance, I went against like a Crusadia Abramax, and as you know, when it battles something that was special summon, it can gain all of its attack. So my Sergio was like up to like I think it was like at 8k, because I had been burned for so much. And then this gives while your life points are lower, this gives you that attack onto your monster. So I was just able to swing over his Abramax, and then of course he like shuffled the card back into the deck. But at that point I had so much advantage, and I had like smacked him for like 5k basically. It kind of didn't matter. So it does out problems like that. But that's, like I said, that's super like niche, I guess you would say. And then next up, triple Evil Eyes Unleashed. This card is just like filthy. As cost, you just send 1 Evil Eye monster and 1 Evil Eye spell trap from your deck to the graveyard, and then you add 1 Evil Eye equip. So immediately you can dump like Selene and Basiltrice, add Gorgiano or something of that nature. You already have an Evil Eye spell loaded up for your Selene to banish this card. It's just free advantage. And then like when you link summon, you can banish this card from your graveyard, equip one of your Evil Eye equipped spell cards from the graveyard to your link monster, which is, you know, just terrific, obviously. Just a super, like a much needed like card for the deck. It really solves like a lot of issues the deck had. And then I run one Evil Eye Emergence just because, like, if you have Celine up, you get like 2 tokens, and you could immediately like link up into your Gorgon or anything like that. You just kind of free. I've been thinking about cutting it, but it's either like 1 token or 2 tokens, and I think it's fine. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard. Your opponent cannot target Evil Eye spell traps you control with card effects, which isn't that great because, you know, people still have lightning storms and stuff like that. But I mean, it could come up. But I'm thinking about like cutting it all together. But for right now, it seems like kind of fine, if I'm being honest with you. And next up, my little board breakers, Pot of Prosperity, because it digs for board breaker. I think everybody's running this. It really helps. And those are like my spell board breakers. And then last Evil Eye cards, I run 1 Evil Eye Defeat and 1 Evil Eye Retribution. So this is like where I'm like at kind of thinking about cutting the 1 Emergence for another Evil Eye Defeat, because this is just like a double compulse with Celine on the field, and even if Celine's not on the field, it's just a compulse. And the Evil Eye Retribution is spell trap negate, which is, you know, insane. And then if you have Celine, this effect can't be negated, so they can't even respond to it. So if you have like Celine on the field, they activate a spell card, negate it, you can't respond to this card. It's pretty crazy. I've been thinking about running more than 1, but like with Unleashed, you can literally add like every card you need. You can cycle through your deck like so crazy with Unleashed. Like you can end on like Defeat, Retribution, Celine, Field Spell, everything. And the last 3 cards, I main deck triple evenly matched. I don't really main deck any like floodgates or anything like that. I do have some on the side, but I'll kind of like run through that in a second. So next up for the extra deck, 2 Lingaribos. This just, I mean, you kind of got to do it right now. 1 Muckracker of the Underworld. I really honestly never go into her. This deck, you don't really have to go into the extra deck like that much. This is, at the end of the day, at the core of this deck, it's just like a Towers, like Turbo, like Protect the Castle type deck. But this enables some like cool little things. Gorgon, Empress of the Evil Eye. As you know, she gains 100 attack for each Evil Eye card with a different name in your graveyard. So she can come out like quite big, like 2400 like most of the time. And if this card is equipped with Celine, you can quick effect target 1 effect monster your opponent controls and negate the effects until the end of this turn. And its maintenance cost, you pop a card like where it points to. So a lot of times like people will not like pay attention to that, and there's been plenty of times I have her in the extra monster zone and they have a card and you pop it, and you know, they're just sitting there like, what the fuck. And that's why the Unchained engine is like always good, because you can easily put like one of your Unchained cards like in this and like pop it. There's just so much synergy between those two. I just play pure right now. I just like the pure variant a little bit more. It gives you more like toolboxy cards in your extra deck. Surzeal, Rule Over the Evil Eye. This card's kind of crazy. Like, if it's linked using like a big ass dude, 2600 more, it can make 2 attacks. If the card is equipped with Celine, you get a quick effect pop. And then you got to pop a card like for maintenance where it points to. But this card is like terrific, obviously, but you really only need 1. Next for the Xyz, 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, 1 Triple D Divisor King Deuce Machinex, because this is, you know, just a, you know, like, give me that. So this is my thing right here. I'm gonna cut a couple cards for a dark, just because in some situations it comes up, especially against like so much Dragon Link and like branded. So if you want to cut like Mudcracker, or I'm going to get into a couple other cards too that you could definitely cut for it. But you should definitely add Dark, because every other list, then when I play on Nexus, I have Dark. So put Dark in here. And to facilitate Triple D Divisor King, obviously you need the Triple D Stone King Darius. And then I run Arc Rebellion Dragon, Xyz Dragon. in Braider's Night, just cause you can get two level 4 dark monsters out on the field pretty easy. And then this card's effect is you can detach one material from this card, special summon from your extra deck. The Phantom Knights, Braid Raptors, Xyz Dragon, whatever, with 1 rank higher, but it's got to be destroyed at the end of the, I think like the end phase or something like that. So you just rank up into Arc Rebellion, and this is like your like 1-punch OTK, because this one, it gains attack equal to the total original attack of all other monsters on the field. This thing's already at 3k, so if it gains a bunch, you just punch something, it's over. It's pretty much it. And then 1 Phantom Knights, because this is a bunch of level 3s. It's a nice little utility card. 1 Assure King, because this is an OTK also. People just don't know it, because you can, so if it has 3, it has to have 3 materials, but it can swing for every material it has. So if it has 3, it can swing 3 times, and every time it swings, it gains 200. So you'll go for 23, 25, 27. And then if you had a way to clear the board otherwise, that's just, I mean, that's game. And it's monster negate, so like on your 5th summon, like if you're really popping off, you can like end on something crazy. You can end on like Gorgon, Surzeal, well, the main deck Surzeal, and a Assure King for like a monster negate. So you have like a pop, effect negate, monster negate, and then just kill them big on the crackback. I was running 2, but is what it is. And then 1 number 75 in Blues and Gobs of Shadow. Obviously just once per turn, when your opponent's monster activates quick effect, sorry about that, quick effect, you attach 2 materials from this card. Activated effects becomes both players draw 1 card. You know, you can, it's all right. And then 1 Fortune Tune, just because it's like one of the best like AA Zeus like turbo cards ever. Practicing with some of my boys, I went into Fortune Tune and then just went into Zeus to out like a Dragoon board, which was, you know, kind of hard because I had to bait that negate out, but it was the only way out. So there's a lot of like interesting like outs in this deck otherwise you wouldn't have. But you know, it's pretty cool deck. But I'll show you the side real quick, and then I'm gonna tack on like a test hand, because I know some people like those. So for right now, my side is a triple Nib, triple Cosmic Cyclone for the Trap Tricks players, triple Dark Ruler and more, because I'm just doing that right now. Triple Skill Drain, because I want to run a Floodgate, and I thought Skill Drain was like kind of fine in this deck, because it kind of didn't matter. You can just sit behind your big dude that can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and then he just keeps getting buried because you just keep on using your spell trap effects. And then triple Imperm, because this is good against a lot of matchups, but there's so many like Trap Tricks players right now. Like I'm not gonna main deck Imperm and it just never like be live. But I'm gonna get into a test hand real quick for you. Alright, broskies, so I'm gonna get into a little, kind of like adjust my camera to get a little further out, but this is the end of the video where I tackle the test hand. I just did like a nice little power shuffle, but I'm giving it a little good shuffle, because you know, like after it's been like deck profile form, you just never know. Never know how it's gonna shake out. But I mean, of course, I'm gonna go first. Zek plays second pretty well, but is what it is. So 5, let's see what we got. We got Celine, Surzeal, Ash. Yeah, we're good to go. So first up, I'm just gonna activate Surzeal. We're gonna go get. I'm gonna send. I was getting ahead of myself. Obviously, we were always getting this, so I'm gonna go Unleashed, activate Unleashed. I'm gonna send this thing. Where's Gorgiano? So I'll send these 2. We're obviously gonna add the only other equip, with it being Celine, because we only run one Gorgiano. I kind of want to bump it up too. I might take out the Emergence for another Gorgiano. I really like that as a like a searcher. So now we're kind of chilling right here. We can activate Gorgiano. Banish that. Let's discard Celine. Oh, no, we don't have to discard Celine. We can discard Balzatrice. Give them a little, like bestial fodder. Let's special summon something. Well, let's just go, we can go safe right here. We can just go grab like Retribution. Because otherwise we kind of have everything that we need. Because the only other thing we could go get because we could get Retribution and be safe, or we could grab the Field Spell, I'll just go Field Spell, because otherwise I would just grab Retribution and I don't have enough to where I feel like I can just, you know. Let's just go and special this thing out. I'm just gonna dump Celine again. Well, no, I'm not gonna dump Celine. I'm gonna dump on Unleashed because we only have like one Celine left. Let's special summon this one. So obviously right here we'll just go and activate Celine under our Cerzio. And then we have Defeat, of course. So right here we could do like quite a few things. So I'm gonna activate the effect, protect that till the end of the next turn. And then right here we could, if we wanted to, special summon the Balzatrice, and then we could go to an Ashura King if we wanted to. Or it could be like super. I'm just gonna go into Link 2. I'm not gonna go into the Machinex, even though it was super easy from right there. I'll just go into Gorgon. I'll go into Gorgon. This card's banished because we activate its effect, special summon it from the grave. So we have Gorgon, and then I'll just equip it with Celine. So we have Pareidolia. If it gets popped, we'll just get any of our Evil Eye cards back. Pareidolia, Celine on Gorgon, Evil Eye Defeat for a double bounce, then Ash in hand. So it was like fine, because we could have easily, like if I backtrack just a little bit, when we had these two, like instead of Gorgon right here, we could have easily went like right here, if we really wanted to, like, so when they activate a monster effect, just attach it, steal it. Or if we didn't want to do that, we could have just spammed this out, and then we could have went for a 3 like this. For a whole nother type of monster to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you could have went into like a bunch of different directions. So then when these are detached, you're not like getting banished, and you still have like plenty in your grave. But yeah, like, I mean, you kind of see like all the different directions it could go, and like you could even go into like your big dude, even though I don't think that's like that great, like turn 1. But that's pretty much it for this one. Like, please remember to like the video if you like the video. Comment down below what you would change. Comment down below for if you want to see the Unchained variant before the new stuff drops. And subscribe to the channel because we're really trying to get to 1K. So we'll see you next time.